Hey, let's talk about Chapter 4, Fur Trade Wars in Clearing the Plains. Um, we're getting, I don't want to say samey here because it's just sort of unrelenting in its grimness of we're getting kind of further competition of the Canadian and the HBC interests, fur trade interests, while the native tribes. Actually, I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to stop. I'm going to delete this because I have to look at my notes because I'm having trouble actually trying to kind of distinguish this chapter from the last chapter and potentially what's the next chapter after that. I feel like we're getting a great detail in how everything is really going terribly wrong. We have the competition, we have the disease, we have starvation, we have the eruption of a volcano in Indonesia causing basically a year without summer. We've got zoonotic diseases in the beaver population that's crossing. We've got just unending stuff happening, and it makes for grim and terrible reading. And it's interesting that this is definitely, yeah, from the perspective of the native populations that were in Canada beforehand. Not that things sounded like they were that much fun for the fur traders and those groups who were coming into the plains at this time, and you know, were either decrying what was happening or were ruthlessly exploiting what was happening, or both. Um, Always keeping in mind we're getting a lot of this from the English HBC perspective because they're the ones who are sending back reports versus the Canadians who were just individual operators who didn't report to anyone, so there's not as much of a paper trail. Uh, yeah, and I'm trying to kind of combine this with my Canadian History for Dummies by Will Ferguson, which is an interesting. Just I guess it's still, well, it's actually being fairly sensitive to. There's a native perspective on things. Is telling it from like from a kind of Canadian settler perspective as well. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to stop there. Maybe I will save this because it is me chatting and thinking about it. I think I need to go and look at my notes, and then probably I'll report back tomorrow with a little bit longer of a discussion of this section. So then I've got some more stuff to think about and to then check in with Sean about tomorrow as we're doing this. All right, more later.